Welcome to my landscape photography channel. I'm a landscape photographer based right here in New Zealand. And today I'm in the far north of New Zealand, only 15 minutes away from the furthest point, northerly point in New Zealand called Cape Reinga. And I'm at a place called Te Paki Sand Dunes, which is famous for sand bodyboarding. Now, I know you're probably quite interested to watch me bodyboard down some sand dunes, but that's just not going to be the game today, unfortunately. But there's plenty of other people doing that here right now, and I've actually come here today to try and photograph these sand dunes at sunset and try and capture the natural form of these sand dunes, and hopefully the light's going to fall across this landscape, in a beautiful way, and I'm going to be lucky enough to capture that. So I've surveyed the land a little bit and I've kind of know where I need to be, but I've not really spent too much time here, so I'm a little bit blind in that respect, but I kind of know where I need to enter into the sand dune area. So it means I've got to drive down a stream for a little bit, through a couple of streams and over some sand, through some quite soft sand. So I've got my four-wheel drive and I'm going to head down there right now, and then sunset's in about 2 hours, so I've got plenty of time to get over to where I need to be. And yeah, it's going to be a cool adventure, so I hope you enjoy the ride, and let's get into it. So I've been walking for about half an hour and I think I'm struggling a little bit. I'm not too sure if at this time of year the orientation and location I am now in relation to these giant sand dunes is ideal for sunset. I think it's more ideal for sunrise. So I'm struggling a little bit. I came across these quite interesting sandstone pinnacle type formations, which are interesting, but the problem that I have is that there's nothing of interest on the horizon. I was hoping to have like a giant sand dune peak, so yeah, I just kind of feel like I'm walking aimlessly at the minute. When I'm here, I'm in the moment. If anything, I'm going to witness a beautiful sunset. There's some nice high level cloud at the minute and some kind of polka dot low level clouds, so if anything I'm going to witness a beautiful sunset, but at the minute it's not looking too good. But saying that, I've got about another 15 minutes until the sun goes down, so I'm going to keep looking and hopefully something will materialise, and I'm going to remain hopeful. Okay, so I've just set up and I've just taken my first shot, which is awesome considering where I was at kind of 30 minutes ago. It took a bit of effort to get into where I am now, but I've managed to find this kind of giant sand dune with a interesting curve in the foreground, and I've set up my Mamiya 7 here with my 80mm lens, which is about 40 to 35mm equivalent, and I've got a roll of Kodak Ektar 100 in there. I've not shot this film before, so I thought it'd be quite cool to test it out today, see how it handles the soft tones of the sand dunes and the soft tones of the afternoon light. I've also got a 3-stop medium edge filter on here, and like I said, I've just taken my first exposure, and it was fourth of a second long exposure. It's quite windy, quite now as you can tell, and where I was a minute ago, which is a bit further up on top of that kind of giant sand dune that I'm just taking photos of now, it was really, really windy, and yeah, so I need to kind of watch out because at one point my camera fell over. So anyway, I feel quite good that I've got the first shot in the bag, and I'm going to kind of make my way back up this sand dune now and see if I can get some more images. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. So I've set up here for my second shot. It's windy as hell and really quite high up here. I put my 50mm lens on and it's a 2-second exposure, so I'm going to get this one in quickly and then I'm going to move on to my next composition. Easy as that. So the light's starting to come down a bit. I just got 2 more shots in. One kind of shooting in towards the sunset, although the sunset wasn't that magnificent. And then one just behind me here, kind of shooting away from the sunset. It's really kind of like the blue hour now. So I think I've got about 4 shots in. It's really windy up here, so I'm going to start making my way over the top of the sand dune and down back towards the car. Hopefully I'll get some more shots on the way. Good morning. So last night I managed to get 6 shots. I've got 4 more shots to go on Ektar 100, and I got home last night and I was just thinking about the night before, and there were some compositions that I saw that I thought would be quite good for sunrise, and I had 4 shots left, and I checked the weather. I went on an app called Clear Outside and it said a 100% chance of high level cloud, which sounds promising. And then I got up this morning and I got outside and I can see some high level cloud, but I can also see a heap of stars. So I think it could be quite cool this morning, so we're going to get those 4 shots in the bag and then hopefully we'll get some nice images. So I'm going to start making my way up to where I think I need to be, and we shall see what happens. So I've reached the top of a peak and I'm kind of looking down now on all the sand dunes, and there's kind of multiple sand dunes all over the place, and there's some quite big ones around, but the light's not quite where it needs to be yet, and I'm struggling to see some of the foreground details. I can just kind of see these peak shapes in the distance. I can see behind me here, you probably can't see it because of the light on the camera, but the sun's starting to come up now. There's kind of quite a high level band of cloud just sitting on the horizon over there. So I don't think I'm going to get any light coming through, but I may get some kind of red or orange glow in the clouds, which could be quite nice. and in the other direction away from the sun it's looking relatively clear. So there's a couple of options here that I think I can work with, and I'm just now waiting for the light to come right. So I've just set up for my first exposure here, and I'm shooting away from the sun, and there's this kind of interestingly formed giant sand dune just down in front of me here, and in the low level areas these kind of wavy smaller sand dunes that have obviously been formed by the prevailing wind off the west coast here in New Zealand. So I've just set the exposure off. It's a 2-minute exposure, and yeah, I'm hoping that it's going to be quite a nice photo. Definitely in the blue out here right now, so I'm imagining it'll have a blue cast to it. But yeah, interested to see how it goes. So it's a 2-minute exposure, and I guess the other thing to mention is that I've added an extra stop just to kind of lift the colour of the sand here to make it a bit more whiter. So I'm going to do 2 shots of this scene. I'm going to do one at 1 stop over, and then I'm going to do another one at 2 stops over. But hopefully by the time that the second shot comes around, the light will have increased even more, and hopefully the exposure time will be about the same. So that's it, first shot done. I'm going to quickly meter the scene again. So that's it, second shot done. 2 more to go. I'm going to now change direction. So I'm shooting right into the sun now, although the sun's not yet up, but you can see a nice band of pink, and I've just metered the scene. I've got a 3-stop soft grad filter on here to hold back some of those highlights, and it's given me, on the meter readings, giving me a 4-second exposure, so off we go. I'm going to do the same again, and I'm going to bracket, so I'm going to do 2 shots. So the light's changed again, so I'm going 2 stops up now, and it's still 4 seconds. The light is changing, so off we go. And that's it, 10th shot done. So that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope there's going to be some beautiful images that I can show to you throughout this video. It's been cool to come here to the far north of New Zealand and shoot these giant sand dunes, which is just crazy for New Zealand because you don't really get that many inland sand dunes like this, and especially at this size. And I imagine they're not as giant as some of the other sand dunes around the world, but for New Zealand these are pretty big. So yeah, look, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you like the photos, and I hope the video has been quite interesting for you to watch. And if you like my videos, then subscribe to my channel, that would be awesome, and give me a thumbs up and hit the notification bell, and please check out my Facebook page. I'm quite active on there as well, and Instagram. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye for now. Bye bye.